Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Tina Marie, and if you are new here, welcome. I am so happy to have you here in my channel, and if you like beauty and fragrance content, please don't forget to support my channel by subscribing on the button below in Marie the Artist, as well press that notification bar if you want to continue to see more videos like this. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for supporting my channel and for inspiring me to continue to do what I do. And let's move on to my review of Phlur Discovery set of fragrances that they have in their permanent line. And I did buy this because I wanted to test out Strawberry Letter. Strawberry Letter has been out of stock for such a long time, and I did order it as soon as it came up again. However, when I did test out the Discovery kit here, I kind of realized after using it and trying it out that it wasn't really for me because it didn't really go with my chemistry, and I felt like it was leaning a little bit more on the artificial side of the strawberry scent in it. And I'm gonna get into it as soon as I review this whole kit. So I'm gonna set this aside and I'm gonna explain how many I have in here and what each fragrance name is. Okay, so I have Strawberry Letter here, and I really love these sample packaging. They're very beautiful, and I am going to spray it on a tester strip that I have here, and I'm going to talk about the notes and what I like and dislike about it. So I have this little sample of the Strawberry Letter, and I love the atomizer because it really just comes out like very evenly, and right away I could smell the strawberry note, and it's very reminiscent to, what's the name of this one? Now Women Rave, and this is, I believe, by Lattafa. And it also reminds me so much of Burberry Her Elixir. And it just feel like there's too many dupes of or the same type of DNA as the Burberry Her. Also, I just don't like the artificial note of the strawberry in here. I know that they were trying to make it more sophisticated and grown up and not so much of a gourmand strawberry, but I was kind of waiting for a gourmand strawberry just because I feel like strawberry note can lean very artificial, like similar to an iris note, but not in a lipsticky way. It's more of like molecule way, you know what I mean? I honestly don't like it because it comes across very bitter and it doesn't really smell sophisticated in my skin, and I hope nobody gets offended by it. But for me, I felt like it needed a little bit of sweetness, just enough to kind of balance it out with the skin chemistry of people, because this can lean very sour and very bitter. And that's why I should have waited to kind of test it out on my skin, because this one is not like a blind buy. I feel like this one you have to really see if it works on your skin. Now we're going to talk about the notes that it has in here. And I love the little box because it does have the notes in the back. As you can see, it's right here, and I'm going to read it. It says top notes. It has cassis leaves, strawberry, plum nectar, and then the heart has lily, red poppy, apple blossom, and the base note has like earthy wood notes, tonka bean, and it has sugared amber. Now, I don't know what's giving that very artificial waxy scent to this, but I'm getting a very like woodsy, leafy strawberry, but not the realistic strawberry when you bite it and you get that citrusy note, and it's very bitter but sweet at the same time. I feel like it's more on the bitter, waxy side, like if you had like a lip smacker chapstick, but leaning bitter and not sweet. I would have loved if they would have added a little bit of a sweet note, and I'm trying to think what type of note they could have added. Maybe they could have added like a vanilla, a hint of vanilla, or maybe a hint of honey. I'm not sure. Something could have like blended very well with this to kind of give a little bit of a balance to the fragrance. All right, so now moving on, I am going to be reviewing Father Figure. Now, Father Figure, this one was my favorite out of all of them. And I know this one has been hyped up by a lot of people, but I'm going to explain why I think this one is just very popular amongst a lot of people. So I am going to spray it first before I talk about the notes. So I'm going to get a tester strip. And all right, sometimes these are thick and I feel like I'm getting more than one. All right, so I'm going to spray it. All right. Okay, this one you could tell I used a lot. And this one, it's just very refreshing. It opens up right away with that fig note. It's very unique. It's very citrus. It has a salty note to it, and you get this earthy woodsiness, but then it has a sweet note in it that gives it that balance that I've been talking about that I wish strawberry letter had. I feel like this is the reason why this is so well balanced and why a lot of people love this fragrance is that when you balance out the salty, musky, bitter notes with something slightly sweet, but just ever so slightly, I feel like that kind of like creates a harmonious like fragrance in general, and also like people's like skin will just like be accepted universally. Like I can't explain it. I just feel like it would go with everybody's skin no matter what. This is definitely like a second skin scent. It's very like light and airy. I feel like this one you could wear as a signature scent. It's very woody, has some depth to it, but it's not so heavy and syrupy or heavy and strong like like night fragrances or like those winter autumn fragrances that they have so much body to it. This one doesn't. This has enough body to say, hey, this is so intricate and long lasting, yet it's airy and uplifting enough to wear it day and night, but still smell very seductive. You know what I mean? This one's my favorite. So I am going to be talking about the notes here on the back. And this one says it has top notes of water lily, lush fig, cassis buds, and heart notes of orris root, iris flower, jasmine dew, and then base notes it has skin musk, vanilla Madagascar, and patchouli leaf and sandalwood. Now I feel the sweetness is coming from the water lily, the lush fig, but also more so it's from the vanilla Madagascar. That one, I feel like it gives it enough sweetness to kind of balance it out. And it's just beautifully made. This one is totally unisex. However, I feel like this one is a chameleon because depending on who wears it, male or female, I feel like it's going to change slightly to the person, creating it to be more like, how should I say it? Like very personalized to you. You know what I mean? This one leans a little bit more sweeter on me, and on my husband, it leans more of that musky, woody, and deep on him. And it just smells very beautiful. And I feel like your husband or your significant other can share this with you. Now, for my next one, I'm going to be talking about solar power. And this one is also a nice one. This one is more sweet and it's citrus. And I am going to spray here so that we can talk more about the notes. Okay. Okay, this one's reminiscent to Mugler's Alien Goddess. It has this very citrus, coconut, creamy lactonic notes to it. It's very, very similar, but this one's very light too as well. I feel like Phlur creates very woody, earthy, yet skin-like fragrances that are very airy and kind of inclining towards like signature scents. Now let's talk about the notes here very quickly. And so this says it has top notes of Italian red mandarin, sun-drenched bergamot, jasmine absolute, and heart notes are neroli, orange flower, and base notes of driftwood, solar musk, and sea salt. With this one, I smell right away the neroli and a little bit of the jasmine mixed in with it, but it seems like it's the only thing I can smell with the musk. I don't smell the driftwood or the sea salt or the mandarin notes in here. It's mainly more, like I said, the neroli, the jasmine, and the solar musk. This is very light. It's not very complex. It's a daytime fragrance. I feel like this is more for the summer. And I feel like this is also unisex. And it's not very long lasting at all. I tried it and it's the least long lasting out of all of them I tried. Now for my next one, I'm going to be talking about Tangerine Boy. And this one was my husband's favorite. My husband really likes very uplifting fragrances, especially when they're very citrus and very uplifting. And so let's see what the notes translate here. All right. Okay, this one is like when you cut a tangerine in half. That's how I smell. It's like tangerine, and this is reminiscent to Tory Burch's fragrance. And I don't remember the name, but I'm gonna post it right here when I find it. I'm gonna link it up here to show you the name. But this is so reminiscent to that. I feel like it's a dupe, and all you can smell is musk, saltiness, like sea salt, and tangerine. Kind of like if you were having like a cocktail or a tangerine margarita style. All right, so I am going to talk about the notes now. And this one has top notes of lemon, ginger, and black pepper. Heart notes of apple, tangerine, jasmine petal, and amberwood. It also has sorry, not musk, moss. And I could only smell from all of it. I feel like I could only smell the tangerine. Here it doesn't have like any sea salt, but I guess it's the ginger and the black pepper giving that spice to the fragrance. And I could smell like a musky scent in it, but it doesn't have musk. It has moss and amber, and I don't know if it's a mixture of that. But this one is my second favorite, alongside with Father Figure. Father Figure being the first one from the whole collection. So now for my next one, this one is a limited edition. I know that they're having this one on sale for $48 for the full bottle. And this one is kind of reminiscent to another fragrance that I have tried out. But I'm going to spray it, talk about the notes, and then I'm going to talk about that other fragrance it reminds me of. Now, I'm going to spray it right here. And this one right away has this like gardenia or some type of black licorice accord that's very sophisticated and very floral and very spring-like. And then it dries down to this very coconutty scent, kind of the coconut that I see in Solar Power in this one. It's kind of reminiscent to the dry down of that one. But this one reminds me so much of, what's the name of that? This one's reminiscent to a Hollister fragrance that I'm going to be posting right here because I don't remember the name. But it's so reminiscent to that. This is very SoCal, very coastal, very beachy. Like I could imagine someone that surfs or swims or is an aquatic, like outdoor activities type of person that would wear this. It's very just vacation like, and it's very beautiful if you're into those type of fragrances. Now, like I said, it is on sale, so I'll be posting a link for that too as well. Now, for my next one, I am going to be talking about wait, this is kind of like a tongue twister. So this is Somebody Would. I was about to say Somebody Loves Me, but this one, all right, another tester strip. And this one smells like leather, suede, like when you first buy like a leather jacket or a new leather Louis Vuitton purse. That's how it smells like. This kind of reminds me of my father when he used to buy cowboy boots or anything that had leather. He loved like those leather jackets. It smells like that. This one is reminiscent to Viva More Vanilla Vice, or like this one that I have right here. I can't pronounce it, so I'm going to post the name of this fragrance. But this is an Arab fragrance, and this is a dupe for another high-end fragrance as well that is a dupe for also, I think it's Dior Baby Cat. Yeah, so if you like those type of fragrances, you will love Somebody Would. So this one's very nice, and it's more of a masculine, unisex to masculine leaning. So yeah, it's pretty nice, but it's also airy and light. So like I said, all of these are kind of like second skin fragrances. Now for the next fragrance that I'm going to be talking about is called Las Cos. And this one, I didn't have a chance to wear it as much, but I feel like my husband's going to really like this because this has a very fresh, cottony vibe to it, like clean laundry. So I'm going to spray it right here, and we're going to talk about the notes. So right in the beginning, I could smell that cotton note, and it has this very citrus, clean, soapy note. And it has like this saltiness about it, kind of like when the laundry is starting to dry. It feels like it starts to get warmer. It started off first like cool and wet and very fresh and uplifting, and then all of a sudden it gets a tad warmer, like if the laundry is drying all of a sudden. This is a very intricate fragrance, in spite of the fact that this is very light and airy as well. And so now I'm going to read the notes, but it's going to be very hard for me to read it. But I'm going to try, just because the packaging is very light. It's a light blue. It's close to being a white. And then they put the lettering in white as well. So as you can see, this is going to be hard for me to read it. So if I can't read one of the notes, I'm going to post it right here on the screen. So just bear with me. All right. So it says top notes of Italian bergamot, cassis leaves, crisp apple, rhubarb, and then it has heart notes of fresh freesia. And then I can't see this word, but it's like a scientific word, so I'm going to post it right here. And then it says it has lily floral, and then it has base notes of mate absolute, oris concrete. I believe that's what it says. I don't know. I'll put it right there too as well. And vanilla orchid. And then another scientific word that's cetalax, I think, or cetalax as well. I'm going to be posting this on this site so that you guys can see the notes. And yeah, whew, that was like intense. All right, for my next one, Ameline. Ameline is also limited edition. They're selling this for $28, I believe, or $24. I'll post it right here. And this one is so beautiful. It's so sad that it's not in their permanent line anymore. And this one has this like peony note or a rose note in it that makes it very beautiful and refreshing. It's kind of reminiscent to Delina, but everything's like a dupe for Delina now. But this one has a twist to it, and I'm going to talk about it. So I'm going to spray it. And the top notes, it just smells like a very dewy, fresh peony that you cut in the morning to put in your vase for an afternoon dinner. This one is very citrusy because those type of flowers have this very citrus, woodsy, and refreshing vibe to it. And I could sense like a little bit of a water aquatic note in it, kind of like the dew that's dripping from the flower. That's what I'm perceiving. And then it's slightly like dissipating, and it just is turning into this very woodsy, deep scent that kind of like reminds me of like the stem of the flower. Like it's so this fragrance kind of is like a storytelling, very romantic, very deep, and very like sensual. I could picture a woman like kind of like picking on her flowers, cutting them while her significant other is walking by and wants to say hi to her. So I think that this fragrance would be very, very appropriate for spring, especially right now that we're in it. And I also could picture someone that could wear this in a spring wedding if you're a guest. And it's very, very beautiful. And I feel like it's completely different enough to have Delina in this one, because Delina is beautiful and it's syrupy, but this one is different. This one gives you that woodsy and complex quality to it that is very, very nice. And plus it's only like $24 or $28, which I think is a great deal right now, especially if they're going to give you a full bottle of 3.4 fluid ounces. And yeah, I really, really enjoy this one too. All right, so for my next one, it's going to be Not Your Baby. And this one, I didn't have an opportunity to actually test it out as well, but maybe this will be your cup of tea. So I am going to spritz it, and let's see what it translates. Okay, so this one, I don't know about this one. This is like my least favorite. This one, just like, it's powdery, sweet. It is floral. It kind of reminds me like baby products. You know what I mean? I don't know if, I know there's people that like to smell like baby oil, baby products, but honestly, I don't. This smells like something like you can smell like when you walk in a nursery, and it just smells like clean baby clothes. That's what it smells like. Like maybe a spring sunny day, you walk in your daughter's or son's bedroom, and then you see the window open with the air coming in, and the drapes are kind of blowing with the wind, and you smell that baby clean scent of flowers in the garden, and it's powdery, but not too powdery where you feel like you can't breathe. It's just like powdery and soft and sweet, and it's happy, but it's not my vibe. So this is going to be something that, you know, that's going to be an acquired taste, or someone that actually likes to smell like baby products. So no wonder it's called Not Your Baby. All right, so I'm gonna read the notes of Not Your Baby, and this one has top notes of cardamom, bergamot, and then heart notes of mimosa and violet, and then base notes of vanilla milk and sandalwood and tonka bean. Now with this one, I don't smell the cardamom and bergamot. I do smell like flower, so maybe this is the violet note in it. I also don't smell the mimosa. This one seems like it has like a powdery scent, and I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe from the sandalwood. I'm not sure, but and then the sweet note, I guess it's coming from the vanilla milk and the tonka bean. But other than that, I don't smell any of the other notes in here, but it's interesting. All right, so for my next one, it's going to be Apricot Prive. And I love how the packaging actually matches the title of the names of the fragrances. Now I am going to spritz it and see what the impression of the notes tells us. Okay, this one's straight out apricot, but it has a smokiness to it in the beginning. This kind of reminds me of an apricot that is very syrupy, and it comes in a little jar, and it has that mixture with the syrup in it, or like very jammy. It also has this salty quality, and I feel like all these scents have like that salty, airy note to it. And it's very sweet, but at the same time, it's balanced with the woody note in here. And it just feels also like a spring fragrance. And it's very feminine and uplifting. And the notes right here, let's see what it says on the back. It says it has top notes of apricot, plum, and cardamom. Heart notes are jasmine, absolute, peony. Base notes of agarwood and tonka bean, sandalwood, and labdanum. Now, I do smell the labdanum and the apricot and the plum. That makes it very syrupy. However, I do not smell the peony or the jasmine. Maybe that's kind of blending in well with the rest of the fragrance, creating that syrupy citrus note in it. I also could smell the sandalwood and a little bit of the agarwood, but I don't smell the tonka bean. I feel like the tonka bean is kind of like the fixer of the whole fragrance, what glues it all together in the sense of notes. So if you like Miel Extase by Navetis Parfum, or even Viva More Sweet Sin, that one you would probably like Apricot Prive, but this is a more daytime signature scent. The other ones are a little bit more heavy for nighttime or for a night out in the city. So now for the last one, but obviously not the least, this one is Missing Person. I love the color of the packaging. This is so beautiful. It's like skin-like, and it tells you right away this is like something that's like a skin fragrance as well. And we're going to talk about how this smells like. And I'm going to spray it here. Now, this one smells very floral, sweet, and salty. Very creamy and lactonic, and very musky. And I feel like when you spray this, it smells like your skin, but better. And I feel like that's the reason why you see the packaging being that color, like a skin tone. It's because of that. And I feel like this can also be a signature scent. It's very clean. It's very happy. And it says right here, the notes are, top notes are skin musk, bergamot nectar, sheer jasmine, and then heart notes of fresh cyclamen. And I'm going to post that up here so I don't like misread it. And then neroli blossom, orange flower, and then base notes of sandalwood, Australian oil, and blondewood, and white musk. Wow. So this one's very seamless and linear, but not linear in a way where it seems boring. This is very like interesting, because it feels like you can't smell the notes at all. Like you can't distinguish between them. It's just like a song. It just kind of like plays this whole melody together, and it creates an experience. I don't know if I'm making any sense. It's just like you can't really understand the notes of like what's what, because it's just very smooth and very like very well blended. Now, there's a dupe for this one, and I love Finery. I'm going to be talking about Finery right now because Finery is kind of like the elf of makeup. Elf is known for great dupes of high-end makeup, and so Finery is the same thing with fragrances. And I have this one that's called Without a Trace, and I love their naming of these dupes that they make from high-end fragrances because it's obvious they're talking about missing person. So it kind of gives you the same type of synonym sentences in there, like missing person and without a trace. So even the color kind of gives it out. This one's a little bit more on the peachy side, and this one's more on the pinky side. But you guys get the deal, you know, when you see it, you're like, okay, obviously it's a dupe for Missing Person by Phlur. So I'm going to be talking about the notes that it has on the back. And here the note says it has neroli blossom, cedarwood, and suede musk. Now on this one, obviously it doesn't have the same notes. This one obviously doesn't have neroli blossom, and it doesn't have cedarwood, and it doesn't have suede musk. But this one has sandalwood, Australian oil, it has blondewood, and it has white musk, and it has bergamot, and it has skin musk. So it's kind of almost the same, but not really. But we're gonna like see side to side the difference and similarities when it comes to impression of the fragrance. Now look how beautiful this one looks. It's very sophisticated, it's very nude, it's very just elegant, you know what I mean? And I love that about Finery. So I'm gonna spray it and we're gonna compare. So I'm very excited about this comparison because this one's very economical actually compared to the Phlur one. All right, so this one, it's very musky. It doesn't have so much of that salt note in here. It does have that sweetness, and it has a floral note that's kind of lactonic at the same time, and it's very soft and very quiet. Now this one, oh my goodness, I can barely smell it now when I smell the other one. It smells similar. This one, musky, salty, milky, floral but not floral. Wow, I feel like very similar. I can't distinguish between the two. This is Finery and this one is Phlur. Now let me try to spray it on my arms so that way I can figure out the differences. So on my right hand, it's going to be Phlur. Okay, now on my left hand, it's going to be Finery. Yeah, no, I can't distinguish between the two, but I know this one's a tad musky. Finery is a tad musky, and we'll see the dry down. This is definitely like a skin scent, but better, right? Your skin, but better. I feel like Finery is slightly more on the citrus. And the Phlur one is slightly more warmer and sweet. This is more soapy and citrus. And this one is more warmer and creamy. Wow, it's almost like undetectable. All right, so from all of these, like I said, my favorite one is the Father Figure is my number one because it's very unique and it's very versatile. And then it's Tangerine Boy because it's very uplifting, juicy, and yummy. And the third one, I guess I'm going to put it for Missing Person, and my husband really liked Missing Person. And I can barely smell it. It just smells like your skin, but better, like after a nice shower, you know what I mean? So yeah, I like how this one is kind of like similar to the no makeup look. This would be the fragrance of fragrance, but no fragrance type of deal. So yeah, okay, so that is my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I am going to be doing a product review next week for the new products of Lisa Eldridge, and I'm very excited about that because I love Lisa Eldridge. So don't forget to subscribe and like and everything so that I can create more content like this. And yeah,